I'm Danny Boyle, director of Steve Jobs. It isn't a biopic because it takes a very deliberate and almost formal, almost abstract way of looking at this extraordinary man. To deal with him, you don't use a traditional format like a biopic because I don't think you could capture him really, and he deserves something a bit bolder. So what we do is we take 3 real-time 40-minute scenes which are just before he steps out front to launch a product. It's a portrait, not a photograph. And we decided to try and make each one as different as possible. Alvin Kuchler, our cinematographer, said, why don't we do it on different formats? 16mm, 35 and digital. And it's like one of those light bulb moments where you just go, wow. Well, it's obvious we should do it on 3 different formats. Because in the first one, 1984, Jobs saw himself as a pirate, as a rebel, as a punk. So this format, which is rough, 16mm is very soft, and it feels homemade, like the garage that they're working in, you know. And then the second part is set in the Opera House in San Francisco, and it's a very ornate Beaux Arts theatre. It's very gilded and red velvet everywhere, and he is actually in exile from Apple, and he wants to win Apple back. So we used 35 for that. It's rich and liquidy, so that felt lovely for that. And then we move into the third part, which is 1998 and the launch of the iMac, and that was the machine that introduced the internet into everyone's home, and more importantly, it was the computer that made everybody feel these devices were sexy. And so we thought we'd do it on digital. It felt right that we should use a format for the final part of the story that reflected the arrival of the future, which he had fought for so much, you know. So that was the principle of the 3, yeah. I was very adamant that we shot in San Francisco because it felt like this place is revolutionizing the world, and that you needed to make it there because there'll be advantages that come to you because of that you cannot price. People turned up. We had these crowd scenes we couldn't afford to pay to fill the theatres, but thousands of people turned up because some of them were at the original launches. I felt this script was very much in a lineage from Social Network, which is about these companies, or the people who made these companies. And it is really important that the artists out there make films about them, write books about them, do paintings about them, make musicals about them, because these people are shaping the world.